The legend of dragons has been told by civilizations for thousands of years. They appear in nearly every culture around the world and are portrayed as powerful, mythical creatures. They're represented in all sorts of media, putting dragons in the imaginations of all. They seem to be just a fictional monster, but what if I told you a real dragon was discovered? In 1910, a Dutch lieutenant was exploring eastern Indonesia when he heard rumors of a gigantic lizard on an unexplored island. He was told that nobody who went on the island ever returned. So, naturally, he had to go on this island and find out what had been causing these people to go missing. When he arrived on the island, he found it to be rich with life. There were deer, pigs, and water buffalo, plenty of food for a hungry dragon. He spent the first day searching the island, but couldn't find anything like what was described to him, and set up camp for the night. As he was sitting at his campfire at sunset, he saw bats with a 5-foot wingspan fly right above him. This was like nothing he had ever seen. It seemed like he had wandered onto a mythical island with creatures unknown to science. The next day, he set out determined to find this monstrous reptile. After a few hours of marching through the jungle, he heard something devouring another animal. As he got closer, the sound of bones snapping and flesh being torn off got louder and louder. He pulled back the plants in front of him, and there it was. A lizard, twice the size of him, ravaging a deer just 10 feet away from him. Another one came over to steal the food, and they battled as the lieutenant watched in awe. He dreamed of the recognition he would receive for discovering this, and he had to bring them back to Europe. He readied his rifle, and just as quickly as he had found this amazing creature, he had killed it. He brought back the skin of the animal and showed it to his peers, but the first publication describing it was laughed at by the scientific community, who thought it was made up. This was a time in science when people would make up fake animals, stitching together different creatures, hoping to be credited with the discovery of a new species. The platypus was another victim of this, with it first being thought to be a duck, beaver, and otter stitched together. It wasn't until 1927 when live dragons were displayed at the London Zoo that it became accepted as fact, and ever since they have captured the wonder of everyone who sees them. Komodo dragons are the largest lizard on Earth, weighing up to 350 pounds and reaching a length of up to 10 feet long. Luckily for us, they live in a small group of islands in southern Indonesia, unable to expand their territory, though this environment does help them catch their prey. It may look like this dragon is listening to a bop, but they do this to get a wider range of smells and more accurately locate the direction a scent is coming from. Food isn't the only thing they need to smell, as females give off a scent in their feces when they're ready to mate. Males get into vicious wrestling matches over females, trying to throw their opponent to the ground. The winner gives the female a back scratch and a smooch, and if she smooches him back, you know the rest. When a female can't find a male, she uses an amazing ability called parthenogenesis, allowing her to make babies without a mate. This results in only male offspring due to the unique way that reptile genetics work. In humans, females have 2 X chromosomes, and males have an X and a Y chromosome. In reptiles, females have a Z and a W chromosome, and males have 2 Z chromosomes. When an egg is produced, it receives half of the female's genetics, giving it either a Z or a W. Usually, a male would give a Z chromosome, resulting in either ZZ or ZW, but without a male, the egg copies its DNA, resulting in either ZZ or WW. Because WW can't create a viable embryo, the only possibility is a male with ZZ. Despite these adaptations, there are now less than 3,500 dragons left in the wild, mainly due to habitat loss and poachers. In 1980, Indonesia established Komodo National Park to protect these creatures, but they have continued to decrease in population. There's a large tourism industry in Komodo, with the dragons being one of the main attractions. This helps fund the protection of the animals, but it also creates more conflict with humans. Dragons are usually pretty calm and will mostly try to stay out of people's way. However, if you give them the chance, they won't hesitate to take you out to dinner. If you find yourself in the sights of a dragon, your best chance is to run, with their top speed being only 12 miles per hour over short distances. You could also hide in a tree, but depending on the size of the dragon, that won't stop them. If you ever find yourself on Komodo Island, just be alert and stay out of the path of these living dinosaurs. If you enjoyed the video, check out this video about hippos and discover why they're the most dangerous animal in Africa.